What's going on, world? This is your girl, Marky Lemons-Ryhal, and I'm elated today. I'm always elated. Okay. I think you guys might know that, but I love learning and I love hanging out with people who are younger than I am because they always teach me something new. I like to go and get it straight from their mouths. I don't like to speculate or come up with things for them. I want to hear it from them. So today I'm elated to have Vincent Hampton on. What's going on, Vincent?
Hello, hello.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good,
I
good.
think I might be jealous because you live in Florida, right?
Yes, the,
Oh, is it?
the weather's not great right now, but typically, it's cooling off a little bit, but it's pretty hot.
Were you born and raised in Gainesville, Florida?
Born and raised in Gainesville. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And you did tell me how old you are, so that means you're relatively young. How long have you been in real estate?
So I've been in real estate about 7 years, coming up on 8 years. So
So you know what? In the state of Illinois, you could have only gotten a license 7 years ago because you have to be 21 in order to be licensed
okay.
today. Moving forward, you can be 18 years old. So this is pretty much. Is this your first occupation?
So I did marketing. I started in the workforce delivering for a local wing place. A couple of universities, Florida students started Wing Zone. So I started delivering there, and kind of took an interest in social media marketing because, in the delivery service, if you're not delivering wings, you're not making money. So I was like, I can't just sit back and wait for orders to come in. So, I started getting on Facebook and asking my friends to order wings, and, activity picked up, overall, business wise for the whole business. So the owner actually reached out and said, "Hey, would you be interested in taking on a more official role?" And then I started doing that for about a year and a half.
Wow. So you realized at an early age the power of online marketing and you needed your job, right? And so you was going to
Absolutely.
make it happen. Oh, I love that. I mean, hey, there's no need in sitting back and complaining and you had a mobile device in your hand and you were going to leverage it. So what made you leave the wing or other marketing opportunities to come into the beautiful world of real estate?
For me, just the ceiling. Anytime you're working for another business, I feel like there's that invisible ceiling, and sometimes it's not invisible. So my brother-in-law at the time, or my sister's boyfriend at the time, he got in real estate about 3 or 4 years before I did, and just kind of knowing my entrepreneurial spirit, he was like, "Man, you got to get into real estate because not only are you your own boss, you it's dependent on you marketing yourself." And he's like, you're already active, marketing other people, and you market yourself and whatever you're doing, and just the upside, and just being already kind of customer service oriented, it was just a really natural fit. So I was delivering wings. When I wasn't delivering, I was studying my real estate courses, and once I started, it was just kind of hit the ground running. It was just a natural fit.
Wow. Okay. So now I have a couple of questions.
Mhm.
When you came into the industry 7 years ago, what online social platforms were you already utilizing?
So at the time, I would say just Facebook. That's kind of been my bread and butter when I started. And I mean, honestly, when I started just doing, general social media marketing on Facebook, I was one of the first ones in Gainesville to do it in the real estate industry. I definitely was one of the first ones to do paid advertising. And I think that's kind of what I've always invested in, that a lot of other people, I see a lot of agents that post a lot on Facebook, but they're not doing some of the paid advertising that allows you to hit that second layer of clientele and potential prospects. And, to a lot of people, I talk to them about it, and it's just, to them, it's still just wasting money. You're like, what? You're paying to post? You don't have to pay. And I was like, I know I don't, but
Ah, It's kind of funny. You know, when I look back, I just celebrated my 20th year in the business, and real estate is like my fourth, fifth, maybe even sixth occupation. And when I came into the industry, I had a Mercedes station wagon, and it was wrapped with homestosale.net. I
Mm-hmm.
had bus benches, I had billboards, a classified ad in the back of the Sun Times that ran every single day, and I was doing a direct mail piece.
Mm-hmm.
And that means you have to spend money to market yourself. And it's amazing to me how many realtors do not have a marketing budget set aside for anything. Like I don't know how you expect to be found or how you expect to grow your business, right? So when we look at your overall marketing strategy, what you said is heavy on Facebook, what what percentage of your marketing dollars are going towards ad spend on Facebook?
At this point, I would say probably 60%. Um,
60%.
and you know what I talk to a lot of people about is it's not necessarily just general ads. It's everything I post is showing activity. I don't really like to solicit business.
Mm-hmm.
I like to show activity because
Hmm.
you know I've kind of found that people don't really like to be sold to. They like to just want to work with the people that are active and who are doing, you know, a good job putting up quality content. Because I mean, especially at this point, there's probably, you know, 100, you know, realtors in our area that are just posting. But a lot of people don't really put an emphasis on having quality pictures of actually doing that paid advertising to where, you know, when I market my listings, when I go on listing appointments, typically that's my main sell, is because, you know, everyone's going to post on MLS, everyone's going to post on Zillow and Trulia and all that stuff. But I talk to them and I say, you know, here's an additional 10,000 people that are seeing your listing a week on average, that the other two people you met with don't have to offer. And you know, in real estate, I don't need to find 5 clients to buy your house. I just need to find one. So, you know, a lot of time, it's just me communicating those awesome stories that, you know, of homes that were sold, of businesses that I've sold, you know, through Facebook alone. That a lot of time that kind of pushes it over the notch, and people are more willing to take that chance.
So 60%. And what I find amazing about Facebook, it's the only place that people are telling you all their business in real time and you don't have to pay to listen.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the type of ads at this point, because you've been doing it for so long, I'm going to make an assumption you have custom audiences and you're doing lookalike audiences.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you're going deep so that you can put this activity in front of them. When you say show activity, what would that picture or video look like?
So, I mean, so typically, you know, any particular transaction, I'm posting 2 to 3 times. You know, say I have a listing, you know, I'll do a coming soon sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do just listed, when it's under contract, and then once it closes. So that's, you know, that's 4 posts, you know, showing activity on one listing.
Okay.
So especially just starting out, that was crucial because, you know, even sometimes I'd use different pictures of the property. So that way, you know, it's kind of showing, like, you know, people think I'm doing a lot more than I was. And, you know, so someone might think I sold 10 houses, but I only sold 2 houses last week, but it looks like I did a lot more. And people are just attracted to that, you know. Like, I don't know how many people I met that were even friends that, you know, man, I know 3 other realtors, but you're the one that's doing the most. And, you know, and sometimes, like, you know, I look up stats and they actually sell more than me, but on social media, I'm showing more active. So that gives me that edge.
Yeah. Perception is reality for a lot of people. And so if they're consistently seeing you, they would think that you were the more active person. I often joke, but secret agents don't get found. And so if you're not consistently letting people know what it is that you do, then when it comes time for them to buy and sell, they might not remember you. Like, those people might have had 2 times the amount of sales, but it's not publicly known because they're not talking about it.
100%. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the just listed. So you go out, you got your great photos, right? When you come back to Facebook, because you're showing activity, are you boosting it or is it an actual ad?
So I usually just do boosts.
Okay.
That's kind of been my bread and butter. And honestly, I've kind of focused on the friends, people who like your page and their friends. That has been a big specific boost that I've done, because, typically when I connect with a client, I invite them to like the page, and it really acts as kind of a resume because they could see all my reviews on there. They could scroll down and see the activity. So then they'll typically like the page, and then, once if it's a buyer, once we find a home and I get them under contract, I'll typically do congratulations for getting this particular property under contract. And sometimes I'll tag it or they'll comment on it, and that'll and then because they already like the page and I'm hitting their friends with that ad, there's been times like, I remember, last month I got a referral 2 days after they got a home under contract. And, they didn't have to lift a finger. They were happy. They just commented, "Oh, thank you. It's been a great ride so far." I'm getting a referral with them not having to lift their finger, and before we're even closed on the home. And that's been a really cool, way to connect with their friends without them having to make an effort.
Now, what's kind of interesting, I was interviewing another gentleman and he talked about ether moments in real estate and that we should ask for referrals at every last one of those ether moments. And those are those high euphoric moments, and that real estate is the only occupation that has as many ether moments. No other occupation has as many ether moments as real estate.
Sure.
And so he talks about at the moment we get the listing agreement signed, the next one would be we go on to executed contract. We make it through home inspection. The property appraises out. We get the clear to close, and then we actually fund, right? That's 6 ether moments. And that at every last one of those moments, we have the opportunity to ask for referrals and to not wait until the end. But here's the thing, but those are also activity moments, right? I mean, these are like magic words, and I don't even think that the average consumer understands all those 6 moments, like where we just like, yes, and wait, God forbid they listen to our pricing recommendation at the time that we list the property. Oh, we love them. We like, oh, we gonna sell this house. So did you take any special Facebook classes, or did it just become natural to you based on your age?
Honestly, I never really took a Facebook class. I've watched a few videos and I've kind of tried to learn some stuff just off YouTube and stuff. But, I really just started doing it at an early age. And I mean, even before, I started at Wing Zone, I would flip stuff on Facebook and Craigslist. They didn't have Marketplace at that point, but I would still buy stuff off Craigslist and I would post it on my Facebook page. And so I understand the power of I understood the power of connection in business from an early age, and I just, kind of grew along with it. So a lot of the current features that Facebook, has, I remember when they came out because I've kind of been attuned with it. And I mean, I remember my year and a half I was at, other realtors and other business owners are reaching out and asking how you do that. How are you everywhere? And on social media. And so I remember, I taught probably 3 or 4 classes. The first couple of years I was in real estate. My current broker asked me to teach a class to the whole brokerage. And so no like formal training. I could probably get deeper in the algorithm, a lot of stuff like that. But I really just haven't had to at this point, just with the activity I've generated.
Now, you said something that I've been meaning to do some research on and just have not had the time. Marketplace. Are you using Marketplace on Facebook?
Absolutely. And if not for just real estate, I do property management as well. I've generated a lot of leads for rentals. Um, you know, not so much activity on sales, but rentals has been very active. And then I also have like side business where like clients will ask me to, sell furniture and stuff that they're trying to get rid of. So I help them with that as well. And it's awesome for that, for smaller stuff.
So I have a question. When you're using Marketplace, because this is what I haven't wrapped my head around,
Yeah.
do you use a third-party link or everybody communicates directly with you through Messenger?
Directly with me through Messenger.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because that's what I couldn't get. So I'm like, am I supposed to post the pictures and then we talk directly and facilitate everything? Or can I link it to a landing page and they communicate with the landing page? So I wasn't quite sure because I've never used Marketplace, but it has come up in maybe 4 conversations in the past month.
You can. That's typically how I run my rentals is through my property management page. Just because there's such high volume in responses and messages. But anything else, sales and furniture and anything like that, I typically post on mine. And that's because like property management, like I have a team that's responding.
Okay.
But I still get the notifications in my inbox, but it's just like a little sub file.
And I'm hearing the Marketplace is really good for a lot of people. One young lady told me basically she earned $500,000 off of Marketplace.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so to me, that's good money off of mastering 1-2. But I mean, she's also posting consistently. So now you came in, you were utilizing Facebook. What was the next? What other tools have you expanded into?
Sure. I mean, there's always Instagram, and Twitter. I've never really gotten a lot of traction on those. I know realtors that have sold stuff on Snapchat. I've honestly just kind of stuck with Facebook. I have the most connections on Facebook, and I have the most experience on Facebook. So even like through Facebook, I post on those other platforms as well. So Instagram automatically post, Twitter automatically post. And not to say something can't happen, but Facebook's really just been my bread and butter, and just continuing to build up my network on Facebook and, building, there's extra things you can do, like build, I have a realtor group that has 500 local realtors in it. And just, there's a lot more stuff than a lot of people realize, even within those platforms that you can grow in.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Facebook, you're using Instagram, but everything is coming back to Facebook. So in addition to Facebook, are there any third-party tools that you're using in addition to help you with Facebook?
Not at the time. I have a Playster account on my site, which is, basically a website IDX with an IDX feed. But even that, like the search engine's a little clunky. So I just kind of use it as a landing page. I put my listings on there, and anytime someone inquires about a particular listing, I'll just link it to that landing page so they could see the information, and then the lead comes to me. So other than that, not really anything.
Okay.
Else.
Oh, wow. So what you're telling me is just Facebook, Facebook, Facebook.
That's that's been it. And I mean, I pay a little money to Zillow and stuff like that, but like for me, growing up and being a native of Gainesville, my sisters were popular. They played volleyball at UF and knew a lot of people, and I have a lot of just connections in Gainesville. So it's really just about staying in contact with them and being able to communicate with, thousands of people at a click of a button is just insane to me. So that it's like, what else do I really need to do other than make sure what I'm communicating is going to, number one, remind them that I'm in real estate. But, I'm also the type of person, I don't want to bug people. I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, do you want to sell your house? You want, like, and I feel like that's what has helped me become a successful realtor at an early age is I don't put a lot of pressure on people. I don't put any pressure on people really. When I show houses, it's typically pointing out issues with the house, and that's surprising to a lot of people because they're expecting to be sold to. And, and what I tell a lot of people is I don't need to sell any house. I need to sell myself. So that way, when you decide what house you want to buy, you trust me and I'm by your side naturally, not because I talked you into it, because I never want to talk, anyone into something that they're not ready to do. I want them to give them the tools to realize it for themselves. So, I have that same standard on social media where I'm not pressuring people. It's just, showing activity, putting my listings in the best light as possible, and getting them in in front of as many people as possible.
On Facebook, how many different page accounts and groups do you have? So I know you have a company page, you have a property management page, you have a personal page. Is that it?
So I mean, it's a pretty long list, but it's because I do I manage social media accounts for some other businesses as well.
Okay.
So a friend of mine has a very successful barbecue business, a couple locations in town. So I do a lot of his social media advertising, and graphic design. I own a lawn care company. So, we're really big on social media. And then I also have like a marketing page where I actually market my marketing services. And then, on top of that, like I have an open house page, for other realtors as well to market their open houses. And then, I think I mentioned the one with a lot of local realtors to just kind of announce pocket listings and, open houses, broker opens, stuff like that. Probably like, I would say 25 to 30.
Woo, that's a lot of pages. So based on all of the pages, right? What percentage of activity, so on your personal page, would anybody ever see any real estate related post?
Yes. So I don't post it directly onto my business or on my personal page, but I'll tag my personal page in it. So it'll typically show up on the timeline. But it doesn't show that it's being posted from my personal page. And then sometimes I'll do, like, if it's cute posts with my kids, showing a house with me or something, I'll post stuff on my personal page and I'll link it to my business page. But I really try to, I don't want to, again, like bug people or fill their timeline up with business stuff. So I try to keep everything in its own lane, and then just kind of cross post it or share it if the activity is good, or if it's a post I think would make a good connection on my personal page.
So what are 3 things that a realtor could include in a post that should give it more visibility if they are not going to place an ad or boost it?
Gotcha. 3.
So is there a certain time of day? Is it so many characters? Should they use emojis? Stuff like that. I
try to keep it short. And so that's one thing, just trying to keep it short, to the point, and interactive. I use a lot of words like, gorgeous and beautiful and just positive words. And, growing up, I was, learned, and especially in real estate, that you're typically trying to market to women. So using, those words that might entice a woman to click on it is usually going to be your best bet. So I'd say that, just quality, having bright stuff, bright pictures of your listings, and make sure you use a professional has been my biggest thing. It's just funny to me when I see, like, realtors that are in their pictures, like they're in the mirror holding a, phone or something like that. So it's like so crucial to get good photos.
Are you
Like,
talking about this when they in the bathroom mirror and they taking a picture and they show up in the
or when they're like
photo?
from behind the door, and I'm like, we could still see you.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, and here's the thing, but you see yourself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I would want to use that photo. Okay, so quality photo.
Yeah, it's funny. My brother-in-law sells in Jacksonville, and we probably on a weekly basis are texting each other like bad photos that we see. And we thought about making a page. I was like, no, that's like pretty unprofessional, and we want to respect our profession. But it's really funny just seeing because they and a lot of these agents, like, they've been doing it for 20, 30 years, and it's gotten them this far. So I'm like, I mean, if it
However
works,
far that might be, that might not be a good thing. However far that might be. Oh Lord, yeah. There is a group. It's called Bad MLS Photos, and it has, I want to say it might be close to 100,000 people in this group at this point, where they are downloading and sharing photos from the MLS, which, let me say, are copyright. So just keep that between you and your brother-in-law, because there's no need to get in trouble about it. But it's shameful. A fellow realtor here, she had made a post about an agent. I think it was a $659,000 listing, and she downloaded the photos, and she was like, "It's only 2 photos," and I didn't inbox her, but I inboxed another realtor who's a good friend. I said, you might want to tell your girl, she just violated MLS rules calling somebody else out about their photos. So she went and took them down. There's a lot of great shows on the crazy things we see and do in real estate every single day.
Absolutely.
So one thing that stood out, you have an abundance of experience because you're managing 25 plus pages. If someone wanted to hire you, do business with you, and here's the beautiful thing, you're dominating Gainesville, right? Your brother-in-law's in Jacksonville. That means essentially they could live anywhere in the country and you could help them out too. And then request any reload business to the Florida area.
Sure.
How would one connect with you and hire you to manage their Facebook page?
Sure. Well, so the big thing, because I honestly work with a lot of local realtors as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that surprised a lot of people, but I have a lot of friends in real estate, so I want them. For me, it's not about reaching everyone in Gainesville. It's about reaching everyone I know and their friends. So for me, there's enough low hanging fruit for everyone to make a good living. And I just want to help people connect with their clients and their layer. Right now, when I'm working with other realtors, my big thing is just teaching them how to do it and teaching them what to do instead of like doing it for them. Because I've had clients that were just like, just take it over and just do everything. And it doesn't work great because I'm building content for them, in a competitive market, where I'd rather, when I work with other realtors, and I have before, a lot of it's just like, if I could talk to you for a couple hours, I'm able to, give people the confidence to go do it themselves. And that's one of the things I love about real estate is you can be yourself. Like, I know a lot of different type of people, who sell real estate, and I don't think there is any particular route you need to go to be successful in real estate. I just think you need to be active, you need to be responsive, and be yourself. There's not a mold that's going to make you successful. It's just going to be you being the best you can be and getting in front of the people that you need to get in front of. So for me, it's just teaching. Like, I'd rather connect with people, talk with them, for a few hours, and then just kind of give them feedback on what they're doing rather than just like take over their account completely.
So you coming from the point of contribution and educating people. Well, how do people find you and connect with you in case they got a great Gainesville referral?
Yeah, so honestly, I get a lot of messages just on my real estate page. It's Hampton, Facebook, facebook.com/Hampton team. So if you want to look me up on there, just send me a direct message, and I'm very responsive on there, and we'll kind of connect. And I've hopped on phone calls, and it's funny when I got that I got a notification when I guess was voted or whatever for the top social media agent. And so I ended up going down that list, and a couple of people messaged me first, but then I would just message the other people on the list and just set up a conference call with them and just, figure out what, talk to them about what they're doing right, what's working for them. And, it's cool because they kind of made it specific, like this person's really good on Instagram. So I was like, I reached out to some people and was like, what are you doing on Instagram? I've never really made any activity on Instagram. And, they would share what they're doing, and, I would share what I'm doing. And there was always, every conversation I had with someone like that, I learned from. And so, I think, a lot of people get in their lane, and I'm guilty of that, where I get in my lane that's working and I don't want to like deviate from that. But, there's a lot of growth you can experience across the board if you just kind of let go of what you're used to. A lot of agents, older agents, where it's like, I've just done mailers and that's worked for me. And it's like, okay, well, you could do mailers still and do some social media, and, vice versa, where I've gotten addicted to social media to where it's like someone tells me to do mailers, I'm like, I'm paying that much, and I can't even really track it as closely, and I can't shoot. But there's definitely positive activity that you can create from pretty much anything if you just do it the right way.
Yeah, do it the right way. You said a lot of great things, being ethical. I love it. I love it. Do it the right way. And then another thing is teaching others how to do it, because it's not the goal of yours to manage it for them. You want them to know the right way in which to do it. Well, you know what? I'm elated to have you in the industry. I'm always looking forward to younger people and embracing them coming into the industry. You are a serious businessman, and I love to see that. So I want to thank you, Vincent, for hanging out with me and sharing your Facebook knowledge today.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.
Alrighty.